11 on Thursday morning, and we've just checked into 3B homestay, and now we're going to head down the street. Happen to be on just off Walking Street. We're heading down towards the water puppet show and a bit of shopping, and also to Hanoi Hilton, the jail, and a couple other places on the way. So we're walking through the old French quarter of Hanoi, where everyone seems to want to live. Huge population here. The population of Hanoi is somewhere between 8 and 9 million from what people say. Probably half of them seem to live in this area. Just bought our tickets for the 3 o'clock puppet show, and now we're getting a cyclo down to the Hanoi Hilton. We wanted 150, we're down to 80. Here we are, we're in one of these cyclos. We're going down to KFC, and this is the main square for Hanoi, the end of the lake. And we turn left at KFC, and down to the Hanoi Hilton, that was the main jail during the Vietnam War. As long as we don't get wiped out by one of these motorcycles or cars, we'll be right. We're at the Hoa Lu or Hoa Lu prison, which was called the Tam Coc Hilton during the Vietnam War. That's where Americans were imprisoned in Hanoi. Bill's just getting a ticket, $30,000, which is very cheap compared to other things. That's about $2 each. Hoa Lu or Hoa Lu prison was built in 1896 by the French to hold revolutionary fighters who were captured, and then later on it was used to imprison American fighter pilots who were shot down during the Vietnam War. The previous photo was what was left over from the Hoa Lu prison. This is how it did look at the time, and it was the largest and highest security prison in Indochina at the time it was built. This room was a stockade for keeping political prisoners. So some of them are still here, shackled together. You can see here how the political prisoners were shackled together. This was the Cachot area. It was used to confine prisoners who break the regulations of prison. It was the hell of hell. The dungeon was dark and narrow. Prisoners were kept separately, put in stocks, had to eat and relieve themselves on the spot. All the prisoners confined were puffed with edema. Their eyes were clouded over and their bodies were covered with scabies caused by the lack of light and air. They forgot about this guy, left him behind. This plaque is to commemorate the night when December 24th, 1951, and 16 death sentence prisoners escaped through the underground sewer. 5 of them succeeded and rejoined the resistance. In March 1945, over 100 prisoners escaped through this sewer and rejoined the resistance. There's an escapee now. Hey, go and get him. Looks like Sharim. Don't let him out. This plaque is about female prisoners. In the struggle for independence of the country, many female revolutionary patriotic soldiers were arrested and imprisoned in Hoa Lu prison by the French. In the prison, those comrades were faithful to the Vietnamese people and Communist Party. In Hoa Lu prison, the stockade of female prisoners was 270 square metres in area, including 4 small stockades, a stockade for female prisoners who had babies, a bathhouse and garden. There was a time that 300 female prisoners were kept here by the French. The detention room was small with the lack of running water. Hygiene conditions were not safe. In addition to that, rations of food were always misappropriated. As a result, the life of female political prisoners was extremely horrible. Severe regulations in the prison took the life of many faithful female communist soldiers. To overcome the severe life in prison, female political prisoners in Hoa Lu always had solidarity, were faithful to each other in their protests against the regulations of the prison. They organised schools to propagate politics and culture in order to improve their ability to fight and make contributions to the revolution. Bill's now in one of the female stockades. They weren't very big, housed quite a few women. Here's some more of the women who've been left behind after the war finished. Here we have one of the two guillotines that the French colonialists used to behead revolutionary patriotic soldiers imprisoned in Hoa Lu. Just pop your head through that little hole there and it'll end up in the bucket. They finally caught up to Bill and locked him up. There he is, inside the prison. Here's some more of the guys they forgot to release. There's one who needs to be locked up. When the French executed the political prisoners, they displayed their heads so everyone could see. And this video in one of the rooms shows how prisoners were treated. American prisoners were housed in this prison. The Vietnam War went on from 1964 to March 73. Any pilots who were shot down and captured were brought to this prison.
Phi công của binh Mỹ được tạo điều kiện hoạt động thể chất, những phút giây riêng tư của họ tôn trọng. Dưới bom đạn tàn khốc.
In the courtyard, just next to these jails, is a monument. Here's Bill going to present something to the monument. We're now outside in the courtyard adjacent to the jail. There seems to be a memorial here for those who've lost their life in this prison, both Vietnamese and also Americans. It's now 2:20 and we're heading up towards the puppet show. We've already paid for our tickets, which were 100,000 each, and that's about $6.60 each. And this is the lake that we walk along, main lake in Hanoi. Bill's decided to break open the nuts. And we've got about a 20-minute walk along the side of the lake here to go up to the puppet show. Here's some of the gardens that you find surrounding the lake. Once you get used to the noise and the traffic and the rubbish everywhere, you'll probably settle into Hanoi. Bill's got used to it now.
To start the show, we'd like you to enjoy the piece of music which is titled Lên Ngàn Going to Younger, presented by the one-string harp artist Huyền Trang.
Ngàn năm lịch sử đã bao đời gìn giữ cố đô, mừng vui mở
hội hôm nay trống rông cờ mở tung bay khắp trời. Này bà con ơi, tôi ra đây có phải xưng danh không nhỉ?
Không xưng danh thì ai biết là ai.
Thế thì xưng danh nhà. Nếu tôi bốn dòng tuyên thiên thượng, bởi hái đào bị trích xuống trần gian, thấy sự đời bối rối la đoan, nên tôi phải lặn lội.
Lặn lội để làm gì?
Thì lặn lội để lo toan sự rồi. Này bà con ơi,
There's the dragons coming out through the water. Bill buying one of the shadow puppets, 80,000 dong. 80,000 dong is about $5 something Australian. Always love a good fountain. This one's in the middle of the square, just near the lake, probably the main part of Hanoi. Just finished the puppet show. It's about 4:15 and we're about to go and have something to eat over KFC, which is just over here. Alright, some cyclo's waving to me. Okay, we're now sitting outside Kentucky Fried Chicken on the balcony overlooking the lake, famous lake in Hanoi. The fountain downstairs, which we just took a shot of. Quite famous Highlands coffee up there. Loteria's been one of our favourite restaurants here. And we're just near the main piazza, overlooking all the action. Just going to ask Bill his favourite things in Vietnam. Okay, Bill, we've nearly finished our trip to Vietnam. 7 days, 8 nights so far. What did you enjoy the most?
Probably the
Vietnamese food. Anything else? What were the best places to go to? Halong Bay?
and the
Puppet show. Anything else? What about the museums?
also the jail.
Going to the jail? Museums. Where else do we go? We went to the leg rowers in the first couple of days.
We went kayaking.
Kayaking, enjoyed that. And here's our meal. This cost us about $4 or $5. $6 maybe. And with a beautiful view overlooking Hanoi. You get used to the noise, the traffic, the pollution, and the traffic, and the pollution and the traffic, which is pretty horrendous at times. I think Bill saved my life 3 times, so I've saved his life 4 times. So we're now buying presents. Just bought Zaki Argentina soccer shirt. Large size, of course, for Zaki, big boy. And it cost us 100,000 dong. It's about $6.50. Here's Bill's Vietnam look-alike with a comb over just like Bill. Heading back to the hotel, we just bought some shorts, some Nike shorts for Harris and Mum. Cost us 100,000 dong. That's $6.60. And now satay salad here. Back in the hotel, about to have a shower, and the hotel says an IQ test. Figure out how to work this shower. So many buttons. Anyway, we'll figure it out. It's now 6:20 in the morning. Everybody else is up. We had struggled to get up. And it's Friday morning, last day of our holiday. And we're heading to the airport to get the flight to Kuala Lumpur. 7 o'clock and we're at the airport. Just checked in and the hotel very kindly made us up a breakfast because I missed the normal breakfast time. So Bill's organising his breakfast here. Well done, Bill. This is a picture of the new airport. It's very similar in a lot of ways to Brisbane Airport. 3 levels. We're in the 3rd level at the moment, waiting for departure. Nice modern airport. Fantastic view from the toilets. And plenty of food. Vietnam has built a new airport in Hanoi since I was here last time. It was actually finished December last year, nearly 12 months ago. And very nice airport. Our flight departs at 9 AM and arrives in KL about 3 hours later. Be 1 o'clock down in KL. We arrived at KL at about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, local time. After a bit of a mix-up, Ormery picked us up at 3 o'clock.